Welcome to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in the next half hour, the Give and Ride food collection campaign is in full swing. And U.S. Senator Ben Cardin takes a tour of the Montgomery College Germantown Campus. But first, council members have received an overview of key points in this year's operating budget. The total budget is $4.4 billion, with spending up just 1.2% from last year. And as Susan Kennedy tells us, there are several core issues that we'll be tackling over the next few weeks.
Good morning, Mr. Farber.
The executive's operating budget.
Council Staff Director Steve Farber laid out the details during the most recent council session. He told council members this year's budget reflects slow revenue growth.
This year was especially tough, I think. We came out of the recession. We've had 3 budgets in a row that had a little bit more flexibility to them. This one, unfortunately, is a tighter one.
The total recommended budget includes some targeted increases. Funding for libraries will go up 5%.
Those are a couple of models that we're looking at.
And there are a few new initiatives like the police body camera program. Council members say this same services budget is not ideal, but it is practical.
The council will work very cooperatively together over the next 5 weeks, but we won't be able to say yes to all of the requests that are coming in to add money to the county executive's budget. We're going to have to be very selective, and we're really very constrained.
Things are not, what we expected. Better than other counties, absolutely. But I think, our public needs to understand that this will be a very tight, I would say very similar in some ways of just maintenance versus just a lot of additions.
The school's budget still has a lot of moving parts. News out of Annapolis that the county most likely will not receive the second half of the Geographical Cost of Education Index funding has complicated things. Officials are also awaiting word from the Supreme Court on the Wynn case, which could end up costing the county $200 million.
There will be a hit in this year's budget, but it isn't as large as in future years. The legislature is enabling Montgomery County to spread out the refunds over the next several years. So it's unfortunate that we're going to take this hit, and it just further constrains the resources we have available.
There will be daily sessions over the next few weeks where council members will carefully review all of the numbers.
I like to look at the numbers.
A final vote on the budget is scheduled for May 21st. In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Federal and county officials stand up for transportation during an event to promote passage of a long-term federal transportation authorization bill.
We are here today to bring attention to the need for continued federal funding for our transit systems and our highways here in Montgomery County.
Public transit and highway are funded by the federal transportation bill, which expires on May 31st. Stand Up for Transportation was a call urging Congress to pass this authorization to continue providing funding and to pass a bill that would sustain funds for 6 years.
Gridlock and these other issues that we've had in Washington over the last few years mean that we're not even addressing basic core functions that this country needs to attend to, and infrastructure really is at the top of that list. If you invest in infrastructure, particularly public transportation, you're doing the right thing for consumers, for commuters.
In Montgomery County, there is an average of 30 buses a year that need replacement. This is at a cost between $17 and $25 million annually. Ride-On makes most of its cost with passenger fare and state and local funding, but federal funding is used for capital needs such as bus replacement.
We need to make sure that these buses are replaced to maintain our continuity of operations and our convenience and reliability to all of our passengers who use us here in the county. And our county needs more transit service as it is expected to continue to grow in both population and employment.
U.S. Congressman John Sarbanes and John Delaney toured the Montgomery County Bus Depot as part of the National Stand Up for Transportation Day.
This has always been a bipartisan issue, and there's no reason it can't be a bipartisan issue again, because Yeah, Democrats have long been pushing for greater investment in infrastructure, but when you talk to a lot of Republican colleagues, they acknowledge that this is an appropriate role for government to be making sure our transportation systems, but also all the other infrastructure that's important, whether it be water, energy, communications, whatever the case may be.
Transit and enhancing mobility is critical for the county's prosperity. For the county, the number one priority is the construction of the Purple Line, for which the federal government has committed $100 million. Other important projects are the Corridor Transit Way and the Bus Rapid Transit Network. A former homeless man will be one of volunteers honored by County Executive Isiah Leggett during the annual Montgomery Serves Awards. My MC Media's Alini Barros reports.
Meet Darren Duvall, one of Bethesda Care's most valuable volunteers, and he's about to become an award winner.
So what do we have for lunch today?
Hot dogs.
This Rockville resident knows what it's like to be homeless. He got off the street in 1997, but he hasn't forgotten the help he received from others.
Once you have your own place, you don't have to worry about other people. But, you know, I'm more of a person to myself. But if I come out and help somebody else, it's a whole different thing.
Bethesda House was a shelter, okay? And Darren used to come there every night and sleep. And in the morning time, he used to get up and help us clean. The rest of the guys go, you know. And so once I got with Bethesda Cares and I found out that he was sleeping in a shed, that's when I turned him on to Bethesda Cares.
Bethesda Cares serves more than 15,000 hot meals every year. And for the past 18 years, Duval has served hundreds of thousands of meals to the homeless population in the community.
There's school bags of toiletries in there too.
Oh, thank you. Besides serving lunch weekly, this Bethesda nonprofit has outreach programs offering ways to prevent eviction and provides resources to people in need.
There's our homeless outreach piece, which is intended to get people to end homelessness. And when I say end homelessness, I don't mean on the planet, I mean right here in our community.
Duval will be one of the many volunteers honored by County Executive Isiah Leggett at the annual Montgomery Serves Awards later this month.
What went through your mind when you found out you were about to receive this award from the county?
Unbelievable. It's totally unbelievable.
For County Report this week, I'm Alini Barros.
Mr. Duval and other recipients will be honored during the annual Montgomery Serves Awards event on April 27th at Imagination Stage in Bethesda. This event honors some of our county's most outstanding community leaders and dedicated volunteers. Registration is required for this free event. To register or for more information, visit montgomeryserves.org. MCPS students will have to make up one additional day in the school calendar this year. The school year will be extended to make up some of the instructional time lost due to inclement weather. This is actually good news. The Maryland Superintendent of Schools allowed Montgomery County Public Schools to go 2 days below the 180 days required by state law. The last day of school this year will now be Monday, June 15th, which will be an early release day. When we come back, the Right On annual Give and Ride campaign is underway. And we'll give you an opportunity to chat with County Executive Isiah Leggett. We'll tell you how. Don't go away. County Report this week returns.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC 311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Hey, mister, down here. You illegally passed the stop school bus. I'm placing you in timeout. And this timeout means big fines, plus you really could have hurt somebody. That's why school buses are being equipped with video cameras to help kids like me stay safe. So respect the bus.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Rockville has given its residents an inside look at the history of some of its communities in the Peerless Rockville series, Modern Living for a Modern City. The Rockville 11 team joined the first installment of the series and toured the Lincoln Park neighborhood. Morgan Lash has the story.
If you've ever wanted to know more about the neighborhoods and areas that make up Rockville, then you'll love this Modern Living for a Modern City series.
This is our third year of the series, where we've been profiling different communities throughout the city of Rockville to look at their history, their development, particularly where they were during mid-century.
The first installment of the series featured Lincoln Park. City historians held a presentation on the neighborhood, then guests took a walking tour of the community.
We also had some long-term residents share their thoughts and feelings of growing up in this community, and just share more about their family's long history here.
Both Rockville council members and residents enjoyed the presentation and tour and came away learning something new about the community of Lincoln Park.
That was very interesting to know that African Americans here in Lincoln Park and Rockville were progressive and self-sufficient and determined to carve their own path in life.
I've learned a lot more today. Now I can add that on to everything else that I do know and pass that on, to my children so they can pass it on to theirs. And it's always interesting to find out more.
If you missed the Lincoln Park event, there are more Modern Living for a Modern City events to come. Learn about Rockville Pike in On the Go, Pike and Car Culture on Saturday, April 25th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Rockville Senior Center. On Saturday, May 16th from 10 a.m. to noon, stop by the Rockshire Community Room for Rockshire, Environmental Planning of Suburbia. For more information, go online to rockvillemd.gov and search Modern Living. For County Report This Week, I'm Morgan Lash.
Executive Isiah Leggett launched at the beginning of Ride-On's Give and Ride campaign. If you are a Ride-On user, you can help some of the hungry families in our county by participating in the annual Community Service Program, which takes place from Sunday, April 19th until Saturday, April 25th. Ride-On passengers can get a free trip by donating non-perishable food right on the bus. Donations will go primarily to elementary school children through MANA's Smart Snack program of weekend food. MANA Food Center is a nonprofit organization that distributes food to school children and county residents in need. Residents are invited to participate in a live online discussion with County Executive Isiah Leggett. The executive will hold a virtual town hall meeting on Tuesday, April 21st from 1 to 2 p.m. County residents will be able to ask questions of the county executive before and during the chat. Just visit the county's website and click on live discussion. When we come back, U.S. Senator Ben Cardin tours Montgomery College. And local children were able to jump into big trucks during the first Truck Day Expo. We'll be right back after this.
April 22nd, take part in A Day in the Life of Montgomery County. Snap a pic or shoot some video and email it to pics@mymcmedia.org or tweet your pics at mymcmedia #DITL. Your images will appear on our website and TV channels, so spread the word and share the fun. Visit mymcmedia.org for more details on how you can take part in A Day in the Life of Montgomery County on Earth Day, April 22nd.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
keep it going.
Recycle more now.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Montgomery College recently welcomed a prominent legislator to the Germantown campus to discuss a topic of utmost importance to many students. MCTV's Joseph Thompson has a story.
Well, hello, how are you? Good to see you.
Montgomery College President Dr. Darian Pollard, along with students, faculty, and staff, welcomed U.S. Senator Ben Cardin to the Germantown campus. Senator Cardin held a town hall-style meeting with students to discuss President Obama's proposal to provide free community college tuition for those willing to work hard at their studies.
Here's our dilemma. This is why I want to talk to you. We hear numbers, we don't see faces. There's wonderful faces here, so I want to hear your story.
A dozen students from each of Montgomery College's 3 campuses shared stories of their educational aspirations with the senator. They discussed in detail the impact that rising tuition cost has on them and their respective families.
It shows that he actually cares about our opinions, and I hope he figures out how important it is for us to have education and how important Montgomery College has been to us.
I think it might help with perspective to see the everyday people that will be affected, the everyday students. Montgomery College is a great college, and it's a good place to see what's really happening.
Biotechnology and cybersecurity faculty also gave Senator Cardin a tour of the recently opened Bioscience Education Center. He toured a lab where MC students grow the same types of cells used by biotechnology companies right here in Montgomery County.
My priority is to connect with the economic realities, to make sure that we can train the workers for tomorrow here in Montgomery County. And I know that in the life sciences and the cybersecurity areas, Montgomery County is going to continue to excel. And one of the reasons is because of the investment here at Montgomery College.
Montgomery College administrators are hopeful Cardin's efforts will help keep their students' futures bright.
I loved his comment that we can't afford to lose anyone. To have the senator come to this campus, I think, speaks to what we are doing in terms of workforce development, as well as that general and broader education.
Reporting from Montgomery College's campus in Germantown, I'm Joseph Thompson.
Robotics teams from 5 MCPS high schools recently participated in the 2015 Chesapeake Regional First Robotics Competition. Here's the story.
The goal is to score the most points, and the most points are for the highest stacks and the most amount of stacks.
Teams from 5 Montgomery County high schools recently joined with more than 1,000 other students to compete in the First Robotics Chesapeake Regional Competition. The organization called FIRST designed the competition to inspire an appreciation of science and technology in young people. This year's robotics competition is based upon a recycling theme.
A tote is kind of like a box. A bin would be a recycling bin, and the noodles you can put inside of your recycling bins. For each tote you put on the scoring platform, you get 2 points. For a recycling bin, you get 4 points times the number of totes that are underneath of it. And the noodle, if you can put it inside the recycling bin and then on top of your totes, then you can score 6 additional points.
Cooperation was a key theme in the first competition. Students were asked to work with other team members in designing, creating, and operating their robot. During the competition, teams worked quickly to form alliances.
We break down the 3 teams and we see what they can do best. We're very good at doing tote stacking or topping the container, and then each 3 of the alliance members kind of talks together and figures out what strategy we want to perform.
It is a huge undertaking. It's a lot of logistics. It's absolutely impossible to do it with one person. It takes a lot of time with the students to explain the engineering process. It gives them a concrete foundation as to why and what they're doing in the classroom. Just yesterday we had to make one piece, and all of a sudden right on the fly we had 2 students doing trig to try to find an angle. And I think the students realize that, like, oh my goodness, this stuff really is applicable.
The students will definitely
learn how to cooperate, work as a team, work through challenges, meet deadlines, working on the high-stress situation, but still keep calm, being able to communicate very well, learning all the technical aspects of cutting, measuring the math behind it, the coding, just literally everything what they need to do in the real world.
None of the Montgomery County teams made it through to the finals this year, but we'll hope that they're already thinking about designs for next year's competition. Montgomery Parks hosted Touch a Truck, an interactive event for children of all ages to climb and learn about excavators, bobcats, and more. My MC Media's Alini Barros reports.
Children in Montgomery County had the chance to explore trucks, climb trees, and turn on police cruiser sirens at the county's first Touch a Truck event.
I heard about this event actually on the Facebook page of Montgomery County, and we had gone to a truck touch last year when he was a little bit younger, but he really didn't appreciate all of the different diggers and excavators and the police cars that they have here this time.
We have an initiative to really activate our urban parks, because as Montgomery County grows, we know that people are going to want more green space, more open spaces.
This truck gathering was held at the Wall Park in Rockville. Montgomery Parks brought 15 trucks used to maintain urban parks.
I think it's good for the parents because they get to see where their tax money's going, and you know, because this stuff isn't cheap. And we try to show them that we take good care of it, and the kids love it.
My favorite digger is that one over there.
Yeah? Why?
Because it's my favorite.
Parents also say it's important for children to understand that trucks are not just toys.
I brought my twin grandsons today. They're 3.5, and we're just having a great time learning about all the diggers and all the equipment.
This is the first event where trucks, park police, and tree climbers work together to raise awareness of what it takes to maintain green spaces in the community.
Some of the parents are saying, if we say stop, will you stop? And of course we will. And we also have a tree climb down below for the kids to climb. And that way they actually get to go up the tree and get an understanding of what it's like.
Parents need to understand the function of the police department so that we're able to actually help them when they need help. And the children, you know, it's a good thing for them where they're not afraid of the police, because if something happens to them or they need help, we want them to come to us.
For County Report this week, I'm Alini Barros.
Coming up on County Report this week, we will take you to a diving center that is home to a local national team. And a local restaurant is recognized for its long-standing business history in the City of Rockville. Stay with us. County Report this week is coming right back.
Springtime is the time for giving. When you donate food, you can ride free on any ride-on bus during our Give and Ride Food Drive, April 19 through 25. So open your heart and see how far a gift of food can go.
Check out MC Works for Me. It's a new page on Montgomery College's website that features the real stories of students who, in their own words, talk about how going to MC has changed their lives and put them on a path to success. Join the conversation, #MC Works for Me. Registration for summer classes at MC is underway, so make plans now to sign up for the classes you want when you want them. Register in person at any of our 3 campuses or online anytime, 24 hours a day. And MC has introduced a new priority registration period for students who have earned at least 30 credit hours at MC. Continuing students can register early for fall classes starting April 27th and receive top priority. Open registration for all other students begins May 3rd.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. It takes a lot of nerve and a lot of practice to jump off a 3-story high dive platform. But members of the Montgomery Dive Club's national team have a unique training facility to help them prepare. Krista Brick has the story.
I'm at the Montgomery Dive Club's Dryland Training Center, where this club's national team uses harnesses, trampolines, and a dry board to practice their dives. This county facility is just steps from the Kennedy Shriver Aquatic Center off Executive Boulevard in North Bethesda. It's a small building that is making a big difference in the performance of the athletes in the program.
The trampoline helps you with getting the flips down, and the dry boards help you with getting your approach and your press and making sure you do it really good so when you do it in the pool.
Having a facility like this that's nationally recognized, to be able to bring that to our kids, we're very, very proud of that.
That is so priceless because so many people don't have that opportunity and to train in that way that the best divers in the world train in, and so we're really lucky.
It helps me figure out how to do the dive before I do it onto the water so that I wouldn't smack.
3 years ago, the facility housed 2 rundown handball courts. Now it's practice space for more than 70 members of the county's national dive team.
These are kids anywhere from 8 years old to 18 years old, and they are they're very focused on competing at the national level.
When I'm standing up on the 10-meter platform, I'm so afraid and so nervous at what I'm going to do, but then I trust my training and I go, and the difference, the contrast between how afraid I am up there and how excited and full of adrenaline and relieved and stuff after I do a good dive. That rush, that's what I dive for.
Even the U.S. dive team trained here before that team headed to the 2012 London Olympics. Could Montgomery play host again for the 2016 team?
We hope so. We're working on that right now. We would love to be the last stop before the team heads off to Rio, and we're working hard to make sure that happens.
For County Report this week, I'm Krista Brick.
Now it's time to meet our Pet of the Week. Kathy Stanhope joins us from the Montgomery County Animal Services and Adoption Center with more.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Animal Services and Adoption Center off of Muncaster Mill Road. We are here with Barack. He is a 3-year-old neutered male. He was given up by his previous owner, possibly because the kitty has a little bit of a sensitive stomach, but he's just fine as long as you give him a nice gentle diet. He is available for adoption. He really would like to go home with you, so please come down to the shelter and visit us here. Give us a call at 240-773-5900 or visit Barack and all his friends on the web at Montgomery County Animal Services and Adoption Center.gov.
This week, Giuseppe's Pizza celebrated its 25th anniversary as a Rockville business. Giuseppe's was one of the first to locate in the town center. And in honor of the anniversary, Councilmembers Sidney Katz presented the owners of the restaurant, Sue and Scott Feldman, with a proclamation.
Can we have your attention, please? We have a special ceremony about to start. It's our 25th anniversary in Rockville, 25 years.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Sidney Katz, and I have the honor of being the District 3 Montgomery County Council representative. The County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland is presenting this proclamation, and whereas 25 years ago a new home of pizza became entrenched when on April 13, 1990, Sue and Scott Feldman took their brand of Pittsburgh pizza and established Giuseppe's Pizza Plus in Rockville Town Center.
Mark, that's you, dude. There you go. This is a true homegrown Rockville business.
Get great food, always great service. Love Scott and Sue who run the place.
And whereas the tables of Giuseppe's have been used by runners to discuss their personal goals over grilled hot chicken salads, by prosecutors and defense lawyers to work out their plea agreements over steak subs.
The food's great, pizza's great, unmatched, great friendship. You feel at home.
And whereas they remain a few better placed bargains in Rockville than Giuseppe's every day.
It's not a chain, and it's perfect because it's all homemade and fresh.
Even if they're served by Pittsburgh Steelers fans in a Washington Redskin town.
And even though we're Penguins fans and Steeler fans, we love Rockville. It's our home.
Yeah, we still love them, and they still love us.
Now, therefore, it be resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County joins the celebration of the 25 years anniversary. It's signed today by George Leventhal, the County Council President. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's great. Somebody once said that if you enjoy what you're doing, love what you're doing, you never work a day in your life. And there's a lot of merit to that.
We're humbled by this.
Very.
It's been a great run.
Great run. And it keeps going. Absolutely.
And with that, we close this edition of County Report this week. Remember to like us on Facebook and to join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.